Welcome to Myth Sleep Stories. Take a deep breath and let it go slowly. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the bed. The world outside can wait. This is your time to rest. Tonight, you'll travel to a place older than memory itself, a place beneath the great world tree, where time isn't a line, but a circle, spinning endlessly in silence. Close your eyes, listen to the rhythm of your breath, and let yourself drift. There is a spring that glows deep beneath the roots of Yggdrasil, a spring so ancient that even the gods whisper before they approach it. Its waters are not cold or warm. They simply are. They move like the pulse of the world, shimmering softly under the pale light that seeps from above. Beside this spring, three figures sit in silence. They do not look at one another. They do not speak. They weave. They are the Norns. Verdandi and Skuld, the keepers of what was, what is, and what will be. Their presence fills the air with stillness, like the pause between heartbeats. You cannot tell where the sound of their looms ends and the sound of your breathing begins. Urd, the eldest, moves with the slow patience of stone. Her hands trace patterns that have already been written, pulling threads of memory from the still waters beside her. Every time she moves her fingers, the water ripples, showing images of things long gone. The rise and fall of kingdoms, the laughter of forgotten gods, the warmth of a sun that burned long before you were born. She does not smile or frown. She simply weaves what has already been. Beside her sits Verdandi, the weaver of now. Her loom never stops. The threads she pulls are bright, quick, unpredictable. They flash like lightning before they settle into place. She weaves from the chaos of every heartbeat, every choice, every breath, every spark of emotion in the world above. Her rhythm is alive, sometimes steady, sometimes trembling. You can feel her work echo in your chest, like the sound of your own pulse. And then there is Skuld, youngest of the three. Her eyes are fixed on the darkness that stretches beyond the spring. No one knows what she sees there, not even she. The future, perhaps, or something even deeper. Her hands hover above her loom, hesitant, cautious. The threads she touches are invisible, and yet, when she moves them, the others feel it. The air itself seems to hold its breath. Together, the Norns weave the tapestry of everything: gods, mortals, dreams, and dust. The golden thread of a king's courage might twist beside the pale strand of a forgotten beggar's sigh. No life is ignored. No destiny is wasted. All are woven together, endlessly, without pause. Above them, the roots of Yggdrasil hum softly. You can feel it if you listen. The vibration of the universe moving through the tree, through the water, through the air. It sounds like wind in the distance, or waves against a quiet shore. It sounds like sleep itself. You take another breath. The sound of their looms begins to slow, not because they stop, but because you are slipping deeper into their rhythm. Your heartbeat follows theirs. Your mind begins to quiet. The threads they weave seem to pull you closer, not as a stranger, but as part of the pattern. You are one of their stories. You always have been. Ord's thread hums, softly with memory. Every step you've ever taken, every joy, every pain. Verdandi's thread wraps around it, glowing faintly with the light of your present breath. And Skuld's thread, unseen, untouchable, waits, shimmering just beyond your reach. They are not cruel. They are not kind. They simply weave. A drop from the spring falls into the water below. The ripples move outward, touching the edge of their looms. A faint shimmer crosses the air, and you see flashes. A mountain, a storm, a newborn's cry, the laughter of an old friend. You feel the moments rather than see them. All of them happening at once, yet none in conflict. Everything connected, everything part of something vast and calm. You realize now, time does not move forward here. It simply flows like the water of the spring, circling endlessly beneath the tree. The Norns keep working. Their movements are slow. Graceful, hypnotic dot, you watch them in the dim glow. Their hands moving through light that seems to breathe with them. Threads twist and shimmer, blending into one another until you can no longer tell where one life ends and another begins. And somewhere in that fabric, you sense yourself, a faint glimmer of being. Resting quietly among a million others, you take one more deep breath. The hum of the looms fades into your heartbeat. The water's glow dims, replaced by the soft darkness of rest. Last thing you hear is the quiet sound of the thread pulling taut, the sound of destiny continuing its eternal work. Sleep now. You are safe within their weaving dot, and as you drift into silence, the Norns continue, their hands moving gently, endlessly, stitching you into the dream of all things. The night deepens around the roots of Yggdrasil. The air is still, heavy, almost sacred. The three Norns continue to weave, their looms glowing faintly in the half-darkness. Each motion they make feels like a heartbeat of the world. Above them, the tree stretches into the sky, its branches piercing through realms of gods and men. Far above the clouds, in the golden halls of Asgard, the Allfather stirs. Odin dreams, but not as gods usually dream. His dream is a tremor, a vibration running through every layer of the cosmos. He feels it in the wind, in the stars, in the pulse of his single eye. The threads of fate have changed their rhythm. Something in the weaving has shifted. He rises slowly, the light of the moon glinting off his silver armor. Ravens circle overhead, restless. They sense his unease. Odin looks toward the horizon, toward the great roots of the tree, and whispers, "It is time." The wind answers him in silence. Down below, beneath the world of men, the Norns continue their work. The sound of their looms fills the air, a quiet harmony of threads sliding through wooden frames. The spring beside them ripples once, a single drop of light falling into its surface, and the water glows with a vision. From the reflection rises a shadow. It takes shape slowly, a tall figure with one eye, glowing faintly like a star. His cloak ripples softly in the mist. Odin has come. The Norns do not stop. They do not look up. Only Urd, the eldest, speaks, her voice low, calm, ageless. "You should not be here, All-Father." Odin's voice is a whisper. "And yet, I am." Verdundi's hands pause for only a moment, the thread between her fingers trembling like a heartbeat. Then she continues weaving. The rhythm resumes. The silence stretches between them like a veil. The light from the spring flickers softly against Odin's face. He looks down and sees threads of gold, silver, and shadow winding together in an endless pattern. He sees his own life, battles fought, sacrifices made, secrets kept. He sees the blood of giants and the laughter of gods. He sees the faces of his sons, Thor, Baldu, Loki, shining, fading, glowing again in an eternal loop. He steps closer. "Tell me," he says softly, "what have you changed?" Urd does not answer. Verdundi's fingers move faster, almost feverishly. Skuld finally looks up. Her eyes are pale, glowing faintly in the half-light. When she speaks, her words fall like drops of water. Nothing has changed. Only what must come has begun to move. Odin's brow tightens. He knows what that means. Something has been set in motion, something that even he cannot stop. Is it Ragnarok? He asks quietly. Urd lifts her gaze, meeting his one good eye. There is no malice, no comfort, only truth. The end is always being woven, All-Father. Every beginning is part of its thread. He looks at the loom, the faint shimmer of lives, intertwining, breaking, and rejoining. His hand moves toward it, as if to touch, but Verdundi's voice stops him. "If you interfere," she says softly, "you will not like the world you create." The sound of the water deepens. A glow shifts. For a moment, Odin sees himself reflected not as a god, but as a thread, thin, shining, trembling with tension. He withdraws his hand. The silence grows heavier. The Norns continue their work, steady and calm. Odin watches as the threads twist into new shapes, forming patterns he cannot decipher. It is not chaos. It is harmony too vast for the mind to hold. He exhales slowly. "Then tell me this," he says, his voice softer now. "Do I have a choice?" Skuld tilts her head slightly. "You have a thread." Odin's lips part as if to speak, but no words come. The meaning sinks in. Even gods are bound by what they are. Even a thread of gold is still part of the weave. He steps back from the spring, the mist curling around his boots. The sound of the looms begins to change, slower now, deeper, as if echoing the rhythm of his breath. He looks up through the roots toward the distant heavens. For a moment, the faint glow of Asgard flickers above, and he feels the weight of eternity pressing on him. "You see farther than any of us," he murmurs. "And yet, even you do not see peace." Urd's hand pauses for the briefest instant. "There is peace," she says, "for those who stop reaching." He closes his eye. The words linger. Heavy and cold, the sound of the weaving resumes its steady rhythm. Odin turns slowly, the shadows of the roots moving across his cloak. He does not look back. The ravens above stir, cawing faintly as they sense his return. But before he vanishes completely, Skuld's voice calls out softly. "All things must end, Odin, but endings are not silence. They are return." The air stills. The reflection in the spring fades. Only the Norns remain, their faces calm, their hands sure, the threads glowing faintly as if lit by the pulse of the universe. The sound of the looms becomes softer again, the rhythm blending into the hum of the earth itself. You can feel it now, the steady, endless weaving beneath your own thoughts. The motion that never stops, even when dreams take over. You are drifting again. The world of gods fades. The sound of water deepens. The threads blur into mist, into breath, into the quiet pulse of sleep. The Norns continue, their hands never slow, and somewhere in the darkness, a new thread glows faintly, yours still being woven. Still alive. Sleep. Rest in their rhythm. The story will continue. The spring beneath Yggdrasil is quiet again. The air is so still that even the light seems afraid to move. The Norns continue their weaving as they always have, steady, precise, without pause. The rhythm is familiar, comforting, eternal. But something has changed, something so small that even the roots of the tree have not yet noticed it. Skuld's hands tremble. It is slight, almost invisible, but the tremor runs through her fingers and into the threads. A single shimmer crosses the pattern, subtle as a sigh. Urd looks up briefly, but says nothing. Verdundi's eyes flicker toward her younger sister, then back to her loom. The silence stretches. Skuld exhales slowly, trying to steady her breath. The threads before her glow softly, faint lines of gold and silver that seem to move on their own. She sees possibilities forming and dissolving like smoke, futures rising and falling with each pull of her fingers. Normally, she lets them pass. Normally, she listens. But tonight, she feels something else. A pulse. A thread that hums louder than the rest. Glows with a strange warmth, brighter than fate should ever be. Skuld leans closer, her long hair brushing against the loom. She touches the thread with the tip of her finger. The moment she does, a sound echoes through the spring, faint, like distant thunder rolling across the edge of the world. Verdundi freezes. Urd's eyes narrow, calm but sharp. Do not touch what has not been woven, the elder says quietly. Skuld withdraws her hand, her heart racing. I only felt it move. Threads move because life does, Verdandi replies softly, her voice steady but edged with warning. We follow, we do not lead. Skuld lowers her gaze. But what if the thread leads us? Neither sister answers. The silence returns, thicker now, heavier. The sound of the looms resumes, slow and careful. But Skuld cannot stop seeing it. That one glowing thread among millions, brighter, alive. It hums with something she has never felt before. Emotion. She glances into the spring. The water reflects not her face, but the image of a child, a young girl with dark eyes and trembling hands. She is standing beside a dying man, whispering a promise that she cannot keep. The thread hums louder. Skuld looks closer. The image fades, replaced by another. A storm, a blade, a hand letting go. Each vision flashes for only a moment, but each carries the same pulse. This single life, this single thread, vibrates with defiance. She whispers, this one does not want to end. Urd's voice cuts through the air like wind through branches. All threads end. Yes, Skuld says softly, but this one remembers. Verdandi's hands slow, her rhythm faltering. That is not for us to question. Skuld's eyes remain on the loom. What if the tree remembers too? The spring glows brighter for a moment, as if answering her. The roots above shift faintly, a low hum resonating through the ground. The sound passes, fading back into stillness. Urd sets her spindle down, her face unreadable. You are young, Skuld. You think because you see the future, you understand its shape. But every thread, no matter how bright, returns to silence. That is the law. Skuld nods, but her thoughts are not quiet. She watches the glowing thread twist between her fingers, delicate, fragile, alive. For the first time, she feels compassion. Not for the whole tapestry, but for a single line within it. Her fingers twitch again, almost of their own accord, just a touch. She thinks, just enough to ease its path. She breathes in slowly. The thread trembles in response, as if it can hear her. Verdandi senses it. Skuld, she warns softly, do not. But the youngest Norn closes her eyes. The hum in her ears deepens. She feels the pulse of the world, the rhythm that connects all things. And for one heartbeat, she moves her finger against the current. A flash of light fills the chamber. The looms stop. The spring ripples violently, glowing white before fading back to calm. When the light clears, everything is still. Urd's face is pale. Verdandi stares at her hands, the threads between them smoking faintly. As if burned, Skuld opens her eyes. The glowing thread is gone. The silence that follows is unlike any they have known. It is not peace. It is not rest. It is the silence before consequence. Urd finally speaks. You have done what has never been done. Skuld's lips tremble. I only wanted to ease its pain. Verdandi's gaze softens, but her voice remains calm. Compassion is not part of the weave, sister. The moment you touched it, you made it yours. The youngest looks down. Her hands glow faintly, the light fading slowly from her skin. She feels the hum inside her chest, the same pulse that belonged to the thread. A single life, now connected to her own. What will happen to it? She whispers. Urd picks up her spindle. It will live. For now. Skuld looks at her, startled. You will not erase it? The tree remembers everything, Urd says quietly. Even our mistakes. The silence settles again. Verdandi resumes her weaving, slower than before. The pattern feels different now, uneven, as if the threads are trying to remember what they once were. Skuld stares into the water. The spring is dark, calm, unbothered. Yet somewhere within its depths, a single ripple moves outward, slow and deliberate. She can feel it. Something small, somewhere far away, has changed. A life that was meant to fade now breathes again. A song that was meant to end now continues. The hum returns, softer this time. The Norns do not speak. Only the sound of the looms fills the air again, a rhythm older than time, now carrying a single note that does not belong. Skuld listens, and for the first time she smiles. Time does not move quickly beneath the roots of Yggdrasil. Here, moments fold into each other like ripples on still water. And yet, even in this eternal calm, something has begun to shift. That it is faint at first, a tremor running through the looms, a quiet hum in the air, like a deep breath the world takes before waking. The Norns continue their work. As they always have, Ord spins. Verdandi weaves. Skuld listens. But now, the rhythm feels different. The pattern of the threads has changed, so slightly that only the youngest notices. The weave hums with a tone that did not exist before, a note that does not belong. Skuld's hands hover above the loom. The memory of her touch still burns faintly at her fingertips. Every time she closes her eyes, she sees it again. That glowing thread, that heartbeat, that flicker of defiance refusing to fade. It is gone from her sight. Yes, but she feels it somewhere far above, pulsing faintly like a forgotten star. She does not speak of it. Neither do her sisters. The silence between them has changed. It is not anger, not punishment, but awareness. They know the tree has felt it. And above, in the worlds that hang from its branches, a whisper begins. In Midgard, where men dream and forget, a woman wakes in the middle of the night. Her room is quiet, lit only by the pale glow of the moon. She does not know why she woke, only that her heart is racing. A sound hums in her ears, low, distant, like the echo of wind through branches. For a moment, she thinks she hears voices, not words, just rhythm. She stands by the window, looking out at the forest. The trees do not move, yet their shadows seem alive. She breathes slowly, pressing a hand to her chest, and feels a warmth she cannot explain. It is not fear. It is not comfort. It is something between, a strange recognition, as if the world itself had spoken her name. The sound fades. She returns to bed, but before sleep takes her again, she whispers into the dark, "Who are you?" The night answers with silence. Far below, Skuld's hands still tremble. The hum of the looms deepens, vibrating softly through the roots. The water in the spring ripples once, glowing faintly with a light that does not come from any flame. Verdandi looks up. She meets Skuld's eyes, her voice gentle but steady. The worlds above are restless. "I know," Skuld whispers. Urd's hands pause, her spindle motionless for the first time in an age. "The roots remember," she says quietly. Something new grows where there was once stillness. The sound of her words is not a warning. It is a truth, and all three can feel it. The faint vibration running through the threads, spreading upward into every realm. Skuld looks into the water again. This time, the spring does not show her the past or the future. It shows the woman sleeping, dreaming. Around her, the faint shimmer of a thread glows, pale and new. Alive. Skuld touches the water's surface with the tip of her finger. A soft ripple expands outward. The hum deepens, echoing through the chamber like a heartbeat slowed by rest. When she pulls her hand away, the glow remains. Verdandi exhales softly. "What have you done?" Skuld's voice is quiet. "I think I have given her back her dream." The elder Norn watches silently. Her eyes are dark and endless. Urd speaks at last. "A dream is a dangerous thing to return." "I know," Skuld says, "but it was hers." not ours. Ord nods once, as if conceding the truth. Then it will have its price. They resume their work. The sound of the looms grows slower, heavier, each pull of the thread echoing through the roots like thunder behind glass dot above. In the world of men, the woman dreams again. But this time, her dream is different. She stands at the base of a great tree that pierces the sky. Its roots stretch endlessly. Glowing faintly in the mist dot, she reaches out and touches the bark dot it hums beneath. Her hand. She does not see the Norns. She only hears them. 3 voices woven into one. Soft and rhythmic. The sound is not frightening dot. It feels like a lullaby. Like the world breathing around her. When she wakes again, tears are on her face. She cannot say why, but somewhere deep in her chest, she knows she has been remembered dot in the chamber beneath the roots. Ord glances upward. The faintest crack has formed in the bark. Above the spring, so small it could be mistaken for light dot, it glows softly, then fades. Verdandi notices it too. Do you see? Ord nods. The tree shifts. Skuld closes her eyes. She can feel it, not breaking, not dying, but changing. The rhythm of the weaving has found a new pulse. The youngest smiles faintly. Though her eyes are wet dot, she whispers. Then it grows. Ord says nothing. Verdandi does not look at her, but somewhere in their silence, something like pride stirs. The looms resume their soft, steady rhythm. The threads glow and fade. Glow and fade. Countless lives breathing in the great sleep of creation dot. And for the first time since the beginning of time, the pattern has shifted. The change is small, invisible to gods, unknown to men. But Yggdrasil feels it. Its roots sigh. Its leaves tremble in distant realms dot, and in the hum of its trunk. A faint melody begins to form. A song that was never meant to exist, but now always will. Beneath it all, the Norns weave in silence. Their hands move slowly, deliberately, as if each motion must be remembered forever dot above. The woman sleeps peacefully. Her breath rises and falls in rhythm with the roots. And somewhere in her dream, the faint whisper of the tree calls her name. Skuld hears it too dot. She closes her eyes and lets the sound carry her. For the first time, she understands that fate is not only written, it is lived. And in that understanding, the endless weaving feels lighter dot, softer dot. The spring glows one last time, then dims to calm silver. The looms slow again, their rhythm melting into the quiet. Only the hum of the roots remains dot. It sounds like the breath of someone asleep. Steady, eternal, safe. You feel it too, in your chest now. The same rhythm, the same peace. You are drifting again, not away from the story, but into it. Sleep, traveler. The Norns are still weaving, and tonight, perhaps they are weaving you too. The dream begins with silence, not the silence of emptiness, but the kind that breathes, the kind that feels alive dot. She stands in the dark, the ground soft beneath her feet. The air hums faintly, vibrating with sound she cannot hear, but somehow understands. Then, from the distance, light begins to form, slow, gentle, unfolding like dawn through fog. It spills across the roots of a great tree, massive and endless, its trunk vanishing into clouds above dot. She knows this place, though she has never seen it before. It feels older than memory itself. The tree's bark glows faintly, threads of silver and blue running through it like veins of light. Each one pulses softly, in rhythm with her own heartbeat. She reaches out, touches the surface, and feels warmth, not heat, but life. A voice moves through the air dot. It is not loud, but it is everywhere at once. You are seeing. She turns slowly, looking for the source, but there is no one. Only the hum. The roots below her feet shift slightly, opening like slow-moving waves. The sound of the earth itself, breathing rises around her. She feels no fear. The air is heavy with calm, with the weight of something vast and kind. She steps forward. The soil glows beneath her, showing faint runes, symbols she doesn't understand. As she moves, they fade behind her and appear ahead, guiding her. The light ahead grows stronger. She follows it until she reaches the edge of a spring, clear and deep, shimmering with a light that doesn't belong to the sun. She kneels beside it. The water is still, yet her reflection ripples as if alive. At first, she sees herself. Then, slowly, her reflection changes. 3 figures appear beside her image, women seated before looms, their hands moving in silence. The air grows thicker. Slower. She watches them, unable to speak. Urd, the eldest, looks up first. Her eyes are ancient, steady. They seem to see through her, not cruelly, not kindly, just completely. Then Verdandi looks up, her face soft, her fingers still moving as she weaves. Finally, Skuld raises her head. Her eyes are clear, pale as moonlight. For a long moment, no one speaks. Then Skuld says softly, "You remember the sound." The woman nods, though she doesn't know why. "It called to me." "It always does," Verdandi murmurs, her voice like wind through leaves. Every thread hums its own song. Ord watches quietly, her spindle glowing faintly. Few hear it. The woman looks down at the water again. The ripples have stilled. Beneath the surface, countless threads shimmer, stretching into infinity. Gold, silver, shadow, all moving, all alive. She feels their hum echo in her chest. Skuld rises slowly, stepping closer to the edge of the spring. Her reflection moves beside her, as if the barrier between water and air has dissolved. She speaks softly. "You are the echo I touched." The woman frowns slightly, not understanding. "The echo?" "When I wove your thread," Skuld says, "I felt your fear. I felt your silence. And for the first time, I wished to ease it." The woman's heart beats faster. "You brought me back." Skuld nods. No thread should end in sorrow. The air trembles slightly, like a deep note struck far below the surface of the world. Urd stands now, her movements slow but deliberate. Every act of mercy changes the weave. Verdandi's voice follows, calm, rhythmic. And every change carries a cost. Skuld looks down. "I know." The woman rises slowly, standing at the edge of the spring. She looks at the 3 figures, beings who do not belong to time, who have shaped all things since the first dawn. And yet, standing before them, she does not feel small. She feels whole. What will happen now? She asks. Urd turns to the loom beside her. The pattern will mend. And me? Verdandi looks at her gently. "You will dream. And in your dreaming, the tree will heal." Skuld's gaze softens. "When you wake, you will not remember this. But the tree will. It will carry you within it until your song is needed again." The woman closes her eyes. The hum around her deepens, low and warm, like a heartbeat beneath the world. She breathes in slowly, letting the air fill her lungs, and feels the calm spread through her body. The spring begins to glow. The light rises upward, wrapping around her like a blanket. It is soft, not blinding. She feels herself growing lighter, her thoughts quieter. The voices of the Norns fade, replaced by a steady rhythm, like waves against a distant shore. As the light lifts her, she hears one last whisper. It is Skuld's voice. Every thread sings when it is seen. And then, silence. The woman drifts upward, her form dissolving into the glow. The light rises through the roots, through the soil, through the trunk of Yggdrasil. It travels higher and higher until it reaches the surface, where the world sleeps. In Midgard, The first rays of dawn touch the earth. A soft breeze moves through the trees, carrying the faintest sound, the hum of something vast and living. A bird stirs in its nest. River begins to shimmer, and in a small house on the edge of the forest, the woman breathes deeply in her sleep. Her lips move slightly, though no words escape. The Norns continue their weaving far below. The threads shine faintly in the dim light of the spring. Urd spins with patience. Verdandi weaves with care. Conschooled, for the first time, hums softly as she works. The melody rises slowly, spreading through the chamber, through the roots, through the soil. A sound so soft it might be mistaken for wind, but it eyes in single quotes T. It is the song of the thread she touched, a song that now lives within the weave forever. The hum of Yggdrasil deepens, steady and calm. The tree feels the change, accepts it, carries it. The world breathes. The looms turn. The spring glows faintly once more, then dims into stillness. And somewhere between dream and waking, the woman smiles, though she does not know why. Far below, Skuld looks toward her sisters. Her voice is quiet, certain. Even fate needs a gentle hand. Ord does not answer. Verdandi's eyes soften, and the weaving continues, endless, patient, eternal. The hum fades into silence, not an ending, but rest, the sound of destiny sleeping, waiting for the next thread to be born. You breathe in slowly, feeling the same calm flow through you. The story folds itself around you like warm mist. The Norns keep weaving, and you drift peacefully into their dream. Silence again, but not the silence of absence, the silence of completion. The woman no longer dreams of the tree. She is the tree. Her thoughts move slowly now, vast and unhurried, like light traveling through deep water. The rhythm of the world hums through her. Wind, breath, heartbeat, stars, all flowing together in an endless current. She feels the pulse of the roots deep beneath the soil, the vibration of rivers carving paths through stone, the quiet song of seeds sleeping beneath frost. Time no longer has shape. There is no past, no future. Only the endless now. In that stillness, she senses movement, not her own, but the Norns, their looms turning softly in the distance, the sound echoing through her like a heartbeat heard from within. She does not see them anymore, but she feels each thread they touch. When Urd spins the memory of a mountain, she feels the coolness of its shadow. When Verdandi weaves the laughter of a child, her pulse warms. When Skuld reaches toward what has not yet been, the air trembles with possibility. She realizes she has become a single note in their music, a tone so soft it might be missed, yet essential to the song. And the song itself is everything. It stretches beyond the worlds she knew, through the roots and branches, through the spaces between the stars, through the quiet breath of every living thing. Each sound, each silence becomes a part of it, woven perfectly, endlessly. She feels herself dissolving deeper into that harmony. Her thoughts grow faint, replaced by awareness. The boundary between her and the world is gone. She is the river. She is the wind, moving through leaves. She is the slow heartbeat of stone buried beneath centuries. She is the sigh of a sleeping god. The hum deepens. It vibrates through everything, a low steady tone that carries warmth. It is not the sound of the looms anymore. It is the sound of life. The pulse of Yggdrasil. The woman understands now. Tree is not simply a creation. It is the memory of everything that has ever existed. Every laugh, every tear, every quiet goodbye. Nothing ever vanishes. It only becomes part of the roots. She listens. And in the listening, she hears millions of voices, soft, overlapping, not in words, but in feelings, joy, grief, hope, sleep, all flowing together like rivers joining the same sea. The Norns do not speak, yet she knows they are near. She feels their calm within her, their patience, their knowing. She senses Ord's steady rhythm, the past folding itself into order. She senses Verdandi's shifting energy, the living heartbeat of the present moment. And she senses Skuld quiet, delicate yet infinite, the whisper of what may come. And then through the hum, a voice rises, soft, clear, endless. Skuld's voice. You are no longer a thread. The woman's awareness ripples. What am I? A pattern, Skuld answers. The first pattern that knew it could change. The air glows faintly. She can see the weave now, stretching beyond thought, light intertwining with shadow, color dissolving into motion. Each thread moves as if alive, responding to her breath, her awareness. She touches it, not with hands, but with intent. The weave shifts, and when it does, she feels a pulse, not resistance, not approval, but acceptance. You are part of us, says Verdandi's voice, and we are part of you. Ord's tone follows, slow as earth. All that remembers itself becomes eternal. The hum swells. It fills her, fills everything. She feels no separation anymore. Her pulse matches the rhythm of the looms. The threads move in perfect harmony with her breath, and as her awareness deepens, she sees something faint but real. New threads appearing, glowing softly. They form between distant lives, between hearts, between moments that would never have met. It is connection, unseen but unbroken. The tree hums louder, as if pleased. She understands now what Skuld meant when she said mercy has a cost. The cost is not destruction. It is change. And in change, there is growth. She feels Yggdrasil expanding, not physically, but inwardly. Its roots pulse with light that spreads through all the worlds. Gentle as breath, every being, every soul, feels a faint calm they cannot explain. A moment of peace they did not expect. In Asgard, Odin pauses mid-thought, the weight in his chest easing for the first time in centuries. In Midgard, a mother sleeping beside her child smiles in her dream. In Helheim, where the forgotten rest, the air softens, as if even silence has found comfort. The hum of the universe grows, warmer. Brighter. The threads sing quietly in unity. The woman, or whatever remains of her, feels her form flicker. She is everywhere and nowhere. Inside her, the voices of the Norns whisper, you are the echo that changed the song. Her awareness glows, soft and constant, like the reflection of the moon on still water. She knows she will not wake as she was. She does not need to. Story has become part of the great remembering. The hum begins to slow. Again, the light fades into deep blue. Sense of motion disappears, replaced by perfect stillness. But it is not death. It is rest. The kind of rest that even gods envy. The rest that comes when all is known and nothing more is needed. Beneath it all, she feels the faint pulse of the Norns looms, turning, weaving, breathing. The sound fades in and out, like a heartbeat drifting towards sleep. Her awareness sinks deeper, becoming weightless, translucent, infinite. She no longer remembers her name, only the sound, that slow, endless hum that carries her through everything. There is no fear. No thought. Only being. The last whisper reaches her as she dissolves completely into the calm. All threads return to light, and with that, she rests. The roots of Yggdrasil tremble softly. The branches stretch into the void. The hum of the worlds continues. And the Norns, silent and endless, keep weaving, their hands guided now by a song that did not exist before, but forever will. You breathe in, slowly. Your body grows heavy. The sound of your own pulse becomes the hum beneath it. All. You are part of the weaving now. You always. Or sleep. Rest. The world is safe within you. The sound is slower now. The hum has become so soft, so constant, that it no longer feels like sound. It feels like being. You breathe in, and it moves through you. You breathe out, and it answers. There is no story now. There is only this rhythm, the pulse of existence. The quiet between heartbeats, the light that hides inside darkness. Somewhere far below, the looms still turn. Their motion is steady, unhurried. Urd spins memory into matter. Verdandi weaves life into form. And schooled, as always, listens to the whisper of what has not yet been. You are that whisper now. You can feel it, faint, curious, endless. It is not a voice. It is a presence. The air is cool and blue around you. No direction, no edge, only motion without movement. It feels like floating. Though there is nothing to float on. It feels like resting. Though you never slept, you are not watching the world anymore. You are inside it, inside the branches, the roots, the endless hum that keeps everything alive. The threads move past you, luminous and weightless. Each one hums a different tone, a different color. Some are warm and golden, lives filled with laughter, creation, sunlight. Some are cool and pale, memories of sorrow, of endings, of silence that still aches. But all of them belong, each one part of the same great song. You reach out, not with hands, but with awareness. The closest thread vibrates in response, recognizing you. For a moment, it glows brighter, sharing its story with you. You see flashes, the birth of a child, the fall of rain, the touch of a hand that meant everything. Then it fades again, drifting gently back into the weave. You realize you could touch any of them, every soul that ever lived, every thought, every dream, all here, all connected. The realization does not overwhelm you. It soothes you. It feels right. There is no separation anymore. No, I know, they know, before or after. Only the quiet certainty that everything continues endlessly, peacefully. The hum shifts. It deepens, becomes a resonance, the kind you feel in your chest when you stand near thunder but are not afraid of it. You can sense the Norns moving now. They are not shapes anymore, not even beings. They are intention, three harmonies blending into one. Word is the low tone, heavy and grounding, the weight of what has already been. Verdandi is the middle, the steady heartbeat of what is. And schooled is the high, distant hum, possibility, promise, the sound of light itself. Together they create the perfect chord. It vibrates through the tree, through the worlds, through you. You feel it slow your breath, deepen your pulse. Every muscle in your body softens. Every thought dissolves. The rhythm slows, and in that slowing, you begin to see movement in the darkness. Shapes, faint as smoke, fragments of stories still unfolding. A Kande, mother whispering to her child. A man watching the sea. A hand reaching for another. Not yet found, you understand. The weave is never finished. Even the gods are threads. Even the stars must be spun. The hum returns to its softer pitch. The sound of comfort. You feel it wrap around you like a warm blanket. Every sound, every vibration, every tiny tremor in the air says the same thing. You are safe. Time passes, or maybe it DOESN. Single quotes T. It no longer matters. There is no need for beginning or end. No boundary between what you were and what you are. You are the rhythm itself. In the distance, a faint light appears, silver, soft, pulsing. You move toward it without moving. It feels like home. Though you have never seen it, it is not heaven, it is not death, it is remembrance. The light expands until everything is bathed in calm radiance. The hum grows lighter, thinner, until it becomes something beyond sound, a feeling, a vibration that your mind cannot translate, but your heart already knows. You realize that the tree is not outside you anymore, it is within. You, every breath draws its roots deeper into your being. Every exhale extends its branches beyond your thoughts. You are Yggdrasil. You are the song of life that holds all things. You are the rhythm that never ends. The world breathes with you. Somewhere, in a place that is no longer separate, the Norns pause. They feel your awareness settle into the weave. And for the first time in eternity, they smile. They do not speak. They do not need to. The looms turn slower now, a resting pace. Gentle and sure, the threads hum softly in harmony. Above, in realms unknown, light drifts across the sky like dust in water. Each spark a memory, a promise, a life still to come. You drift among them, weightless, serene. The hum fades further, until there is nothing but the sound of your breathing. It matches the rhythm of the tree, of the looms, of the universe itself. And then, for a moment, there is nothing, not darkness, not light, just peace. Complete, perfect peace. You exist in it fully, as if it has always been this way. And maybe it has. Maybe this is what the Norns always knew, that every thread, every life, every small act of kindness or sorrow, all of it returns here. To the stillness beneath the roots. To the hum that connects everything. The silence is not empty. It is full of you, full of every version of you that has ever been, and everyone that ever will be, each a shimmer of light in the yali. Endless blue. You let go. You rest. Hum fades into your breath, and you understand. Now, you are never just a story. You were the song the Norns hummed to themselves while weaving. You were always part of the loom. Always part of the light. Sleep now. The tree will remember. The worlds will turn. And in their quiet rhythm, your song will continue. The sound is gone. Only stillness remains. It is not cold, not dark, only vast, endless calm. You float in it like a leaf on quiet water. Weightless, safe. There is no need to think. No need to remember. The world has folded itself into silence. And that silence is love. The hum that once carried you is now inside you. It has become your breath, your pulse, your being. You are not hearing anymore. You are remembering. The light returns, slowly, gently. Not bright, not blinding. A dim, silver glow that feels like a heartbeat beneath a blanket of snow. You sense movement, far away, a familiar rhythm, patient and slow. The Norns. Their presence unfolds like dawn. They do not appear before you. They simply are. You feel them the way you feel warmth from sunlight, unseen, but absolute. Urd speaks first, her voice low and deep, echoing through the silence. It is done. Verdandi answers softly, the words like the rustle of leaves in morning wind. It is begun. And Schooled, her tone the faint shimmer of light upon still water, whispers. It continues. The looms are still. The threads hang quiet, each one glowing faintly in the dim light of the spring. No, one moves. There is no need. The woman who once dreamed is gone, and yet she is everywhere. In the air that trembles, in the hum of the tree, in the memory of every life that will come after. Iord steps forward, though there is no ground to walk upon. She looks into the water, her reflection calm and endless. Verdandi follows, her hands resting on the frame of the loom. Schooled remains seated, her eyes closed, her fingers tracing invisible patterns in the air. Their silence is not absence. It is reverence. The weave has changed. They can feel it in every thread, every vibration running through the roots of Yggdrasil. Something has awakened. Something ancient and kind. The tree hums quietly, and the light within its roots begins to spread. Above them, far above the soil and stone, the branches reach into the stars. Each leaf glows softly, gold, silver, blue, the color of dreams yet to be dreamt. They shimmer as the wind moves through them, carrying the faint echo of a new song. Urd closes her eyes. She remembers every pattern that ever was, from the first spark of fire to the fall of the last snowflake. Verdandi breathes deeply, feels the present moment stretch wider than eternity, the now that holds all things. And Skuld smiles, for she sees what has not yet come. It sings, she whispers. Urd listens. The weave? The world, Skuld answers. It remembers her. Verdandi lowers her gaze, her tone barely a breath. The one who dreamed? Yes, Skuld replies. She is not gone. She has become the silence between our threads. The hum deepens once more, soft and steady. The looms glow faintly. The Norns place their hands upon them, not to weave, not to spin, but to feel. The threads vibrate, answering their touch. And from that vibration, something rises, a sound so soft it could be mistaken for wind, for ocean, for breath. But it is none of these things. It is remembrance. The sound carries upward through the roots, through the soil, through the trunk that binds all worlds together, that it reaches the realms above. Asgard, Midgard, Alfheim, touching each one in turn. In every world, someone stirs in their sleep. A faint calm washes over them, a sense that all is right, that the things they lost are still somewhere, alive in memory. A child stops crying. A storm quiets. A dream returns. The tree hums louder, the rhythm strong but gentle, the sound of breathing, of being, of forever. The Norns remain in silence. They do not speak of what was changed. They do not question what will come. They understand that the pattern is no longer what it once was, but it is beautiful still. Skuld breaks the silence first. Her tone is soft, reverent. Perhaps fate, too, can learn. Urd nods. The past has always been patient. Verdandi smiles faintly. The present is listening. Their words ripple through the chamber, through the water, through the air, until they dissolve into the hum. The looms begin to move again. Slowly, gracefully. The sound they make is softer than before, more human, more alive. Each motion is a heartbeat, each thread a breath, each silence a prayer. The light above them fades to blue again. The rhythm slows, blending into the deep calm beneath the roots. The tree's pulse synchronizes with your own. You feel it, the weight of peace, the warmth of knowing that nothing is lost, that everything continues. You are still floating, still drifting. The voices of the Norns are gone, but their rhythm remains. Your breath matches the looms. Your heart matches the hum. The story is over now, yet it has no ending. It will hum forever in the quiet of your mind. A faint vibration that whispers each time you breathe. You are part of this. You are not the dreamer. You are the dream. And the dream is infinite. The tree sleeps now, the world sleep, and you, too, are resting perfectly still, perfectly safe, far below. The Norns continue to weave. Their fingers move slowly, deliberately, each gesture creating another small miracle in the pattern. They do not rush. They have all the time that ever was. The looms whisper, the threads glow faintly, and from somewhere beyond thought, the faint melody begins again. The same song as before, the song of light, the song of life. The hum softens one last time. Becoming merely audible dot, it fades into silence, not because it ends, but because you have joined it. You are the sound now, the rhythm, the memory, the peace. The Norns smile in the dark. They feel the stillness settle again. Urd rests her spindle. Verdandi closes her eyes. Skuld breathes once more, quietly, and says the only words that remain: sleep well. The light fades completely. The hum becomes breath, and in that final breath, all things return to calm. The story has woven itself closed. You are part of it now, and it will hold you through the night. Sleep deeply. Traveler. The loons are at rest. The tree remembers, and so will you.